You know, ironically enough, since last week's episode when you bombarded me with the bracket style worst character tournament, I highly recommend all you guys go check it out if you haven't already heard that episode.
It's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
That's saying something. You know, we've done, I think we're somewhere in the 500s.
Yeah, we're at quite a few, yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I bring that up isn't to reopen old wounds on me. It's mostly because there was a lot of characters on there that I just never wanted to think about ever again. and here I am, or there I was, forced to think about them in great detail. One of them was Nuclear Man.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, like scrolling on a social media feed, I think either early today or yesterday, there are just clips of Quest for Peace everywhere now.
Oh no.
Yeah, awful. And the thought did cross my mind. I'm not saying that I would do such a thing. The thought did cross my mind to throw it into the throwback list. But you know what? I'm not going to do that.
No, see, that's war. That's how you're going to end up watching the Ewok movie. Or The Room.
Yeah, like I'm a trick y'all and be like, yeah, man, so my pick is The Matrix, and then I'm going to turn on Superman Quest for Peace.
Oh, God. I'll be honest, though. It doesn't qualify, but I would rather watch Quest for Peace than, like, the most recent Matrix movie. At least I can, like, enjoy shitting on Quest for Peace. Yeah. Like, it's like a Madam Web type thing.
It really is, man. Like, the clips I was watching, they were insane because I haven't seen this movie since I was a kid.
Yeah, like Superman goes and gets drunk.
Yeah, he goes and gets shit-faced.
I don't even think he can get drunk.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Not off anything we have.
You know, on the other sidebar, like, one of the things that I did like about Supergirl, the fuck's the name of that book? They're making a movie based on
Woman of Tomorrow?
Woman of Tomorrow, yeah. Forgot the name of it. Is at the beginning of it, she is in a bar getting shit-faced because it's her 21st birthday and she wants to go get shit-faced. But she is on a distant planet that has a red sun that she went to distinctly because A, there is a bar there, and B, she can get drunk there. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of clever.
So apparently the Supergirl movie, and I actually want to get your thoughts on this, apparently they're going to go cosmic with it. I actually think that's a great call.
Yeah, you know, and I imagine that they would if it was going to be, you know, loosely based on Woman of Tomorrow because none of it really takes place on Earth.
I think it's also a very good way to keep her
away from
keep her out of Kal-El's shadow. Because I think it'll be a lot more impactful if we see the two of them later down the road. Mm-hmm. If like they're all both doing their own thing, and then we can have them meet up later rather than have her just kind of show up in his movie or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, and also like Kryptonians, obviously they're a lot like Saiyans, or technically vice versa. But it's like once you start getting too many Kryptonians, then you don't really need nobody else.
Right? Yeah. You know? Yeah. Also, like the more Kryptonians you have, the more people are going to come try to destroy your planet.
Yeah, that too.
Like Darkseid will show up for sure if you have more than one. Like the odds of getting Darkseid if you have like one Kryptonian, like 40%. But if you got two Kryptonians, that shit grows up to 100%.
It's just a matter of time at that point.
Yeah. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
You got to get Scott Steiner to show up and explain it to you.
Explain the math.
Yeah.
Break it down for you.
By the time he gets done explaining the math, Darkseid will be there.
I think that Scott Steiner can probably explain the math of the anti-life equation, and Darkseid would be like, "I get it now."
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Speaking of amazing, as of the time that the homies hear this recording or see this video, the not Superman, but the new Spider-Man TV show will be out, and you look ecstatic.
Fuck. Bruh, Marvel Animation just tortured me for 6 hours. Like, is that not enough? Have I not given enough blood?
The homies require just a little bit more.
Motherfucker.
maybe the show would be really good.
You guys are keeping me from reading Doomsday Clock.
Yeah,
it's funny because just earlier today I was looking at it, I was like, man, I gotta motherfucking read Doomsday Clock, and then now I'm like, we could put this off. I can read Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Charlie Cox is in it as Daredevil.
Yeah, fucking Charlie Cox was in She-Hulk as Daredevil.
Yeah, I'm grasping, man. I'm trying to find something.
I got something good for you though. I read today that apparently the Born Again showrunner was like, yeah, we did see that, and we pretty much just gonna act like that shit didn't happen. The She-Hulk stuff.
I can tell. Like, I can look at the trailer and tell that they were like, that was a fever dream.
Yeah, that was, Jen just really wanted some Daredevil, and she smoked some peyote with Abomination, and had wet dreams about Matt Murdock.
Right. And she used her fourth wall breaking powers to figure out who he was. It's a whole thing, you know.
Now, I mean, he could have showed up and smashed. You know, it just didn't go that way.
Right, right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Not that I want to go back and revisit She-Hulk for any reason, but did they explain exactly why he was there?
I think he was just like working on a case or something.
Okay, but why would you have a case
in LA?
Yeah.
Look, man. Out of all the things in She-Hulk, that's what we're gonna start.
Listen,
that's what doesn't make no sense. Okay.
You all right? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a point. Just saying. But yeah, so if you guys are looking for more Spider-Man action, well, January 29th on Disney Plus, you guys will get to witness the new Spider-Man animated TV show, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which they still have not clarified exactly the setting of this show in terms of universe.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I think it's gonna be dog shit, but I thought the same thing about X-Men 97. So,
yeah.
I hope that I'm wrong again. However, I don't feel like I'm going to be, but we will know soon, one way or the other.
Yeah, we gonna see.
Yeah, we gonna see. And hey, here's the thing: if it's trash, you know, the homies will be here to warn you that it's trash.
Mm-hmm.
So
and listen, either way, it'll be eligible for a homie award.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Hey, do we know how many episodes that's going to be?
No, not yet. I imagine 8 to 10.
Okay. I was gonna say if it's only gonna be like 6 or 8, you know, we could stretch that shit way out. We just review each episode, you know.
I did want to run this past you, actually, something hopefully good. I
Nope.
did want to do that with Born Again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I preemptively said no because Junior, you know, but
Oh well.
but yeah. Fuck yeah, let's do it for Born Again.
Hell yeah.
That's like 8 motherfucking weeks of content,
Right.
and then whatever else we squeeze in
And
there.
whatever else we put in there. Yeah. And also, man, we got Captain America 4, Brave New World, really soon now.
Yeah, did the
2
tickets hit for that yet?
I need to go back and check.
I'm checking right now.
Yeah,
On air.
On air.
Because we got to get them open tonight tickets.
Gotcha.
Because I think I'm going out of town like the next day.
Yeah, because the next day is Valentine's Day, all right?
Yeah, no. Well, it's a Thursday night.
No, Thursday night. Is Thursday Valentine's? Oh, yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
No. It actually comes out on the Friday, but we will go to the...
On Thursday, yeah. That's right. Well, hopefully that is also going to be really, really good. I think Marvel and the fan base need Cap 4 to be really good.
What, we want like an 8 p.m. GTX?
Yeah, that's probably about the best time we can do.
Okay.
Unless there's like is there an earlier showing? Reasonably early?
There's a 5 p.m.
I can do that.
You're like, I could do that rather than get out of the theater at 10 and then do the review until 1.
Right. And then get up at 5. Yeah, it's like, I think I'll take my chances with the 5 p.m. showing.
Right.
For shizzle.
Hopefully the damn theater is not sold out. No, I think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah, long past are the days of of getting out of a movie at 11 and then coming home and doing a review until 1:30. I can't quite hang like that no more. Can't quite hang.
I mean, we have.
Oh yeah,
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Did we do that for Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah, we did a 7 o'clock showing because remember we got to Olive Garden at like 1 a.m. that day and we barely made it.
It's a long story, folks. Olive Garden is. Here's how crazy that was, right? So it was a whole group of us that went to Olive Garden before the movie. Work did keep me really late that day, so I didn't get there. I got to Olive Garden like an hour late, thinking that, okay, well, if they're still there, I'm just going to sit down, eat some breadsticks, and go. When I got there, no one had gotten their order yet. So it's like it wasn't late at all. Good times.
I mean, we were up really late reviewing that too. But we, homie Kevin was in town.
Yep.
We had like 17 people go to the movie with us.
It was a bunch. All right. Well, with all that being said, we have a lot of fun-filled, interesting things to discuss here tonight on this episode. So with that being said, homies one and all, I would like to welcome you to a very special episode of the Superhero Homies Podcast. My name is Quentin, and tonight, as always, I am here with the world's greatest co-host, the homie Caleb.
I am here, even though I'm currently messaging everybody I know, asking them if they want Captain America 4 tickets. Because, hey, this is podcast business. We are here tonight to talk about the third and final season of What If. I've been waiting several hours to ask you this question. I could have Googled it, but I wanted to ask you in front of all the homies so I could see the reaction on your face. Oh, boy. Is Birdie the Duck a real fucking character?
No.
Okay.
No. And I'll put it this way. If it is, not to me.
Okay.
Yeah. It becomes apparently clear in the MCU when they just start freestyling some shit and making shit up. It really doesn't become that hard to identify at times, you know. What If Season 3. By the way, this would be full spoilers, so if you guys have not seen it yet and don't want to be spoiled, then you might want to hit the pause button and go and watch the show. And then once you see it, come back, sit down, and resume.
And though it's an anthology series, I would like to add that we probably will spoil every single episode. And just kind of due to the nature of the show, we probably will spoil like the entire MCU. So
that part too.
If you're like really, really worried about any of that, I would probably, go get caught up on whatever 42 hours or whatever of content that you got to get caught up on and then come back. But I have a feeling that most people that are going to be watching What If Season 3 probably current on the MCU.
Yep.
Or you don't care.
Yeah, one of the two.
One of those two.
Here's what's interesting. I was so, not off-put, but I was just so unbothered by the idea of them doing a What If TV show that I originally just bypassed Season 1. And I didn't watch it until after it was already said and done. And by that point, it was kind of too late to do a review on it. So I didn't review the best season of What If. And then Season 2, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm definitely not going to miss the boat this time. And I kind of wish I had missed that boat a little bit. And now here we are for Season 3, which I think is undeniably the worst season of this show.
So it actually took me a while to convince you to watch What If. I think Kevin also watched it too, the first season. He didn't watch the first season?
He wasn't here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I was like, hey, actually, this is really dope. Yeah. It was kind of like Agatha, honestly. Like, you tune into it and you're like, oh, fuck. And then you're like, okay, well, I just got done with this episode and I want to watch the next one. Okay, well, all right, that was really good. Okay, well, and then What If Season 1, man, I thought that they knocked it out of the park, but I also am starting to feel like they are chasing that ghost, and they have been ever since. I will say this about season 3. I didn't feel like season 3 was trying to do that. Season 2, it felt kind of like season 2 of Westworld, where it was just like, we are doing everything we can to give you what we gave you last time, but we're going to change it just a little bit, so maybe you won't notice. But it was like, bro, we noticed 5 minutes in, and like all the hits ain't hitting. So I will say that, I don't know, man. Overall, I think that this season has worse individual episodes than season 2, but as a season, I think I like this season better because at least I never felt that. I never felt like they were just trying to give us season 1 again. I most of the time didn't like what they were giving us, but they at least weren't doing that. You know what I mean?
Actually, I kind of feel like they were trying to give us season 1 again.
Really?
Mostly with the idea of, and it was done, I think, the worst here for me, which is, let's find a reason to get together a group of heroes, random heroes, and have them go do a big thing. Yeah. And I thought that it was done the sloppiest here. Well,
because here, they really don't build it at all. It's just like, you get into, what is it, episode 7?
Yeah.
And they're
just there.
And it's just like, fuck yeah, listen, we don't have time to explain this. Don't think about it.
Right.
I'll be honest, I prefer it over what we got last time, like me personally.
Okay.
Because while they had the same pitfall, right, where this turns into the fucking Captain Carter show at the end, I didn't hate it as much as I did last time. Like, at least what she was doing, and I don't hate her as a character.
Yeah.
I just dislike the fact that, like, they keep doing this.
Yeah.
And, like, last time, I was ready to pluck my eyeballs out of my skull when they started to do the Peggy Carter back in time shit.
Yeah.
This, and it could be that this time they were like, Storm's got Mjolnir, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm in. That might be the sole differentiator.
See, and that was the thing. I was so ready to be hyped for that, and then they let me down. Because you mean to tell me that out of these episodes we have, there was a space for a fucking Agatha sing-song episode, a Howard the Duck and Darcy fucking episode. There was space for all these random episodes that no one asked for, but we couldn't get a solo episode explaining how Storm gets Mjolnir that could at least also help lead up to the final 2 episodes. We couldn't get that, huh?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, when I found out that, like, she wasn't going to have her own episode, I was just like, are you, like, really? We gave some of these other things episodes? And, like, don't get me wrong, the moment where she shows up was amazing, where they're like, you guys got Thor on your team? Nah.
This is Thorm.
Yeah, Thorm. Yeah. Or Store. And I will say, though, everything that she did was awesome. Like, I didn't never had a problem with whatever she was doing. That the crazy ass, like, where she like summons like the power of all the different all fathers and shit. I was like, yeah, just hit him with this. Like,
that should do the trick.
Yeah. I mean, I listen, I liked that stuff. But overall, yeah, I mean, a lot of these episodes. This season has by far the worst episodes. Like, episode 1, and we'll get into these more thoroughly, but it's like, we're talking about just the season as a whole right now. Episode 1, it was just like, okay, I'm going to rule the cool this. Someone has been sitting around Marvel Animation like, we should do a Power Rangers. We should do Power Rangers. We should do Power Rangers. Or Voltron, or both, And finally, they were just like, fine, it's the last season. Fucking do whatever. And I was like, you know what? I like those things. I enjoy those things. A giant Zord kaiju fight, whatever. I'm down. Some of it didn't make any sense, but whatever.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. It's really cool. They got a mega Zord. I mean, really cool. That's just really cool. All of that. And then The second episode, I think, might be the worst episode of What If.
I think so.
That's the Kingo Agatha.
That's the one I didn't finish.
Yeah. Well, so where did you stop in the middle of the big ass dance number that lasts forever?
It went on, bro. I think I stopped literally at the halfway point, like 13 minutes into the episode. I said, okay, this is good.
Okay, well, she 1v1s Erisham and takes his power.
So it doesn't get better. Okay.
No. She gets the last thing that she does is she gets Kingo like willingly loans her his abilities. Mm-hmm. So it's like she killed all the other Eternals.
Right.
And he doesn't seem upset about this, but whatever.
All right.
And then she used all the Eternals' abilities to absorb the one that's in the Earth.
Fucking forgot his name.
I can't remember his name either. Whatever. The one that's in the Earth.
Yeah.
The aborted Eternal or Celestial baby.
Yeah.
She absorbed his power, and then she becomes ginormous. And when Erisham shows up, she like 1v1s Erisham, kills him, and takes his power also. So now she has the power of 2 Celestials. And then Kingo just convinces her that she really didn't want to rule the planets.
That's riveting.
Yeah. I thought you might think so.
I'm so upset that I didn't finish that episode.
Yeah, I did. I suffered for the homies. I bled. And then we had Red Guardian and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
This episode was also atrociously awful.
Boy, it was a break from episode 2, but it was it was also rough. Like they wanted it to be a cool buddy cop type thing.
Did Sebastian Stan even do the voice work for that episode?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay, well he's back to season 1.
You know, I guess though, to his not his credit, but like to give him some kind of break here. He was supposed to be like in Winter Soldier mode, you know. It's just like, I guess because in the Winter Soldier movie, he only had like 2 or 3 lines as the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to develop like a Batman voice or a Daredevil voice, you know, like your gritty, intimidating kind of voice. He never really had to do that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Episode 4 tried to be a strong contender for worst episode.
Oh my God.
What if Howard the Duck got hitched?
Yo, okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question here. Mm-hmm. And it's okay, it's just me, you, and the world. All right. And I'm gonna ask the homies this too. So if you've never commented on any of our stuff, I want you to answer this question. If they made a live action movie of Howard the Duck fucking Kat Dennings, would you watch it?
Fuck. This depends. And my cast is Howard the Duck.
No, they're using an animatronic puppet. And voiced by Michael J. Fox.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Thank you, Caleb, for bringing the hard-hitting questions to the podcast. Yeah.
Listen, if I had to suffer through this show, okay, I at least got to get something out of it.
Oh, boy. Only if we can get Oz to watch it, too.
Okay. Yeah. Deal. That's a fair answer. I'm actually been trying to figure out how I could trick him into watching this season.
Oh, that's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be real hard.
Because he's going to see the title of that episode and he's not going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's going to be rough. What if the emergence destroyed the Earth?
I will be honest with you.
It's just the Riri episode?
Yeah, this is the Riri episode. I was very prepared to hate this episode. Mm-hmm. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. It was way better than the 3 we suffered right before it.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you on that one. Like, I deduct marks from it for it being very generic for What If. You know?
Also, like some of it doesn't make sense, right? Like, okay, the remaining Alliance people, they know who Riri Williams is to the point where like they risk literally everything to like gather the parts she needs in this room so that she can build this machine.
Right.
But Quentin Beck, the ruler of the known multiverse or whatever, has no fucking idea who she is. I did bust out laughing for that scene where he was basically like, who the fuck is Riri Williams? I was like, yeah, exactly.
But we'll get into more detail on this episode later. I mean, there's a lot more I want to talk about for all of these. But
yeah.
The ending of that episode, I think, was really, for me, like a big what the fuck.
Yeah.
What if 1872?
I don't mind this one.
It might be my favorite.
It heavily, and I do mean heavily, borrows from the plot of Era 2 of Mistborn. Like, a lot. Like, I see you. But they got Walton Goggins, so I can only be so mad.
Right.
When he started talking to me, I was like...
So it's like, I had the same reactions. Like, is that Walton Goggins?
No, I don't. I never had that reaction. If it's Walton Goggins, I know. Like, I know that voice anywhere. Every now and then, I'll be like, I need him to drop an M-bomb. But, you know, usually I can pick it out.
Holy shit. Yeah, good old-fashioned Wild West episode. What if the Watcher disappeared? What do you think of this one? Quite frankly, I'm trying to remember what all happened in this one.
So this is where this one ends. I'm pretty sure that the ending for this one is Visiontron, where she confronts Visiontron.
Is that where it ends?
I think so. If it's not that, they zip off into the other universe or whatever, and that's where it ends.
Yeah, I think that might be where it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this more than the finale. I actually really love the Visiontron stuff. And then I was like, why does Visiontron sound like Christian Bale's Batman and Professor X? But like, I looked it up, and the reason it sounds like that is because Visiontron is voiced by Ross Marquand, who in fact does voice Professor X in X-Men 97.
And he does.
So I was like, he's also in Infinity War Endgame. He was the Red Skull. Yeah.
And then the series finale, What If?
Listen, before we talk about this, I just want to point out that I have all the respect for Jeffrey Wright and his performance. But what the fuck? That's what they should have called this last episode.
Bruh. Oh, yeah. What if they had ideas?
Even like Dragon Ball GT, or like Dragon Ball GT is probably the closest thing to this, where people just use their vague powers in more and more excess.
Yes.
I felt like this episode was even worse than that. It's like, we're going to hit them with everything we got. And then it's like, that didn't work. Well, I got something else. That didn't work. All right, well, we'll combine our powers and hit all these new abilities we didn't even know we had.
Yeah, man. And then, like, the clever finish that they came up with, to me, didn't really make sense. Like,
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. Now, I will say, is there some Rule of Cool in this? Fucking yes.
That's what it banks on.
Yeah. Like when they cut the shield in half and she started using both halves, I was like, all right, man, that's badass. Especially when they kind of did like the Steve fighting Thanos thing where she was like moving. Was she fighting the Eminence at that point?
I think so.
It's hard for me to keep the little strange, weird baby watchers separate. I'm sorry if that's like racist against towards watchers, but whatever. But yeah, like that scene where she's throwing them, like that shit was incredible.
Yeah.
And I mean, once again, Storm could do no wrong here. Kahori, I still don't quite know what your abilities are.
Bro, listen, I am all for a good all women team up in Marvel or DC or anywhere.
Yeah. Marvel
has stacked roster of some of the most amazing characters ever created. We don't need to use two of y'all made up ones. We got a whole roster of characters that haven't been touched.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't hate Birdie the Duck, unfortunately. I don't hate what they did. Do I think that it was in any way necessary for them to create this character? No. Did they ever explain why literally everyone in the fucking universe was after this motherfucking egg? No. Not at all. Although I did enjoy Loki running the ski resort.
That part did make me chuckle,
especially when like the fucking Dark Order or whatever came there for for vacation.
Yeah. Thanos' fucking henchmen.
They popped up or whatever, and I was like, oh, we're fucked now. And they were like, we're just here to hit the slopes.
What's this about a magical?
Yeah. They were like, wait a minute, what? Oh well, we gotta tell Thanos now.
Oh shit. So let's take from the top here, man, and kind of.
Yeah, man. So Kat Dennings.
No, that's not the top I meant.
Shit.
Yep. It's a nice try, though.
I bet she is a top, though. Or is that just my wishful thinking?
It could be both.
It could. That's true.
Yeah.
Both is good. Both is good.
What if the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers? This episode is entirely rule of cool, and that's if you like big mech fights.
Yeah, because what happens in the title technically doesn't actually happen.
It does not, which is very confusing. And also, it stems from like somebody had one really unique idea, and then they just kind of tried to reverse engineer it to make it make sense.
Yeah.
Now that works to varying degrees, I suppose. But this episode is actually a lot more grimdark than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this as like the opening episode, but looking at the list of episodes we have here, is we don't have a whole lot to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could have opened it up with the Western, yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have been a much better opening because the mech episode did put a lot of people off already. And then Marvel was like, if they don't like episode 1.
Yeah. I remember the reactions online after the first episode, and like I hadn't watched any of it until pretty recently. And yeah, I mean, I can only imagine watching that episode and being like, EU. And it's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
They were like, what are we going to do for the next 4?
Shit, the next 6. Yeah, so this one was very, obviously very Hulk-centric, which is weird because we don't get a whole lot of Hulk here.
It's very Bruce Banner-centric.
There we go, yeah, very Bruce-centric.
Also, like, it's kind of predicated on Banner and Mackie being like the bestest friends in the universe, and
we got nothing to base that on.
We've never seen that,
right?
it would be like asking you to have some kind of crazy emotional investment in like, I don't know, Howard Stark and fucking I don't know, Yondu. You know, like we never even seen them on screen together.
Right.
I mean, granted, we've seen Bruce and Sam in the same place, but like that we never seen them hang out.
Yeah, I would buy a Bruce and Rhodey friendship.
Yeah,
because we've at least seen those two interact and have scenes together.
Right.
You know, I don't know anything about Bruce's relationship with Sam.
I mean, obviously, they have steered away from doing a lot of Tony Stark, but it should have been Tony in this episode.
Yeah.
I get that this is supposed to be like the phase 4 and 5 what if, and you can tell. But really more phase 4. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't know enough about 5 yet. We know it got off to a bad start.
You're right.
But so far, you know, phase 5 it's all right, you know, but this is a lot more phase 4-ish.
Should they have used more X-Men this season?
I don't see why they would. It's the last season.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not use any X-Men the whole time just so we can all get a huge boner when Storm comes out and they play the little da-na-na-na-na, which I did, don't get me wrong. But you didn't have to blue balls me with all this other irrelevant shit.
Right.
You know? Like, I don't know. They could have used Deadpool. This is like super ripe for Deadpool. You know what I mean?
I really think that they could have used, they could have used their popular characters in a way that it's not, because it's what if it's not gonna fuck with any kind of canon,
right?
And not that Deadpool cares about that shit anyway.
Yeah.
But they could have used Deadpool. They could have used Daredevil.
Deadpool could have been like, "This shit's not canon. I can do what I want."
Yeah. They could have used Daredevil. They could have used X-Men in various ways. I mean, there's so much they could have done here, and I mean, and they didn't. Like, hell, I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna get like a House of M proper in the MCU. They could have did something like, well, maybe they're also banking on people for whatever reason not knowing who the mutants are. I'm speaking from how I presume they are thinking.
Yeah, more people know who the mutants are than know who the fuck Riri Williams is.
Yeah, but you see, Riri has been in the MCU, so clearly everyone knows who they are. But like these mutant folks, they haven't really been in the MCU, so why would anyone know who they are?
I guarantee you, when we go to see Captain America, if I ask 10 random, we're going to be at the premiere, so this would be a little skewed.
Yeah.
But like, if I were to go to like a Friday night showing of this, right, regular seating, Friday night showing, and I asked 10 people coming out of that theater to explain who Riri Williams is to me, I bet you it won't be more than one that could tell me.
Oh boy. Oh man.
And I'm not trying to specifically shit on this character, okay? It's just that the way the way that Marvel, I'm not even gonna say the MCU, the way that Marvel has handled this character is lame at best.
Yeah.
And her episode here is definitely her best content in the MCU. Not that that is
easily.
Not that that is in any way a high bar.
I'm with you on that. I am 100% with you on that. Yeah, but I guess getting back to this Hulk episode here, man, this giant fucking gamma monster thing, like the way that this shit is depicted, it seems like the Earth is desolate by the end of the episode.
Right.
Like you don't really see any civilians hardly anymore.
Well, there can't be people in those buildings because like the Hulk kicks their like mech through like 55 of them.
Right.
So either we got some real fucking Man of Steel shit going on here, or like most of the human population is wiped out, I guess. And
then it's like whenever I see something with giant mechs, I'm always now as an adult thinking about like the logistics of building something like that. And where y'all getting the materials for this? How are y'all putting this shit together?
I mean,
what is powering this?
Those mechs got to be made out of vibranium.
They have to be made out of vibranium and powered by like giant arc reactors.
Well, doesn't the vibranium provide like? Isn't it an energy source in itself as well?
Well, I think that it It might be in the MCU, but I always thought that it was used as like it it can emit energy when acted upon.
Yeah. Well, either that or maybe it just like it like harnesses energy well.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess if it's made out of vibranium, I could maybe see it. And they do have arc reactors. So, you know, the science, I guess, is there.
That's a shit ton of vibranium too.
Right?
Like that shit ain't cheap.
A Megazord.
Right.
It was donated.
Oh wow, okay. Well, they were still getting washed. So, I mean, but yeah.
Well, they got all the adamantium now too.
Oh, it's true. They got the adamantium now. We'll see if the rumors are true from a year or so ago. If it comes from the Celestial baby,
I'm pretty sure that's how they're going with it.
that'd be interesting. Yeah, my brain just went on like a long kind of windy road there.
Oh no.
About like adamantium in the MCU. So there is a rumor going around that I've seen several different sources say that Hugh Jackman is legit attached to the MCU for like easily the next 10 years.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He's in good shape, but like
You can't he's like 55.
yeah.
You can't maintain most 55-year-olds can't get into that kind of shape.
I mean, Tom Cruise is like 60 something.
That's just true, but he's not in Hugh Jackman shape.
Oh no. He might still be jumping off airplanes and shit, but he got a t-shirt on.
Yeah. To be in that kind of shape when you are in your 60s is I've only seen that a handful of times.
Well, they were like, "Fuck it, he can wear the suit now. The suit's badass."
Yeah, he can wear the suit. That's still a shit ton of curls and shoulder shrugs. That you gotta do.
Shit, we all thought he wasn't gonna have the abs.
Yeah.
And then when they ripped that suit off at the end,
Right, that shit wasn't.
I don't care how straight you are. Everyone got hard.
Oh, now wait a minute now.
Listen, if we don't live in a world where everyone has the right to become erect over Hugh Jackman's ripped 55-year-old abs,
I think everyone has the right.
okay,
But I don't think it's like an automated response.
there was no Blue Chew needed anywhere that day.
God damn. How he managed to get even leaner than he was in like the Wolverine, which I think was probably like his best look aesthetically.
Yeah.
And that came out like 2013.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like he's got that secret serum going on.
They got a machine that like takes all the moisture out of his body right before they do the shot.
Right.
And then just puts it back in. I'm sure that's healthy.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll be fine.
He's got to be like, I mean, the workout has to just be
the workout's got to be insane. The diet, I think, is probably the hardest part for that. And
he's got to be living on egg whites.
I mean, yeah, he's living on raw spinach and the leanest cuts of chicken breast.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then on top of that, like playing the game of keeping your protein intake high and your calories low is never a fun game to play. No. And for sure, he had to play that game.
Right.
But the reason I bring up Hugh Jackman in the middle of this What If episode isn't because I don't want to talk about What If. It's because if adamantium comes from this island, does that insinuate that this universe that we're in does not already have a Wolverine?
I don't think it can.
Okay.
Well, it might have a Wolverine. It just doesn't have the adamantium yet.
No adamantium yet. Okay. That tracks.
Because, I mean, is there another known mutant that's canon right now? Other than
Kamala?
Kamala? Yeah.
I feel like Namor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Apocalypse. I mean,
I better fucking hope not.
Well, I mean, he gotta be out there somewhere.
That's true.
You never seen him go to Egypt.
Yeah, they ain't been there yet.
The Avengers like, we gotta stay the fuck out of Egypt. Yeah. We don't know why here. It's classified, but
it's classified, and plus we ain't got the roster to fight nobody out there right now.
Thor probably could do okay
as he is now.
No, like Endgame.
No. We can't go back and choose.
Like Infinity War.
Like as he is now.
Does he have the awesome Mjolnir? I think he does, right? He has like the
Stormbreaker?
No. No. Love has Stormbreaker, right? Doesn't he have Mjolnir, like the one that splits into pieces, the super cool one? I think he does.
Oh, I mean, I guess.
Because you got to be worthy to pick up.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't give a shit about that movie. So
no, me neither. No, I hate it. I think we rated it like way at the bottom.
It's way down there
on our like top. Was it 52 items?
I think so.
Yeah,
50 something.
Yeah, we had. Yeah. Our total MCU ranking. Go look that up. It was amazing.
It was.
If you start at the beginning, it will not take you long to get to Love and Thunder because it was very early. I think it was like the bottom or next to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was bottom 5.
Yeah. There's no way it's not bottom 3. I would have fought for that.
Yeah. You got anything else about this whole episode, man? Because like it's just they fight and it's a giant abomination, no pun intended.
It's the Godzilla 2000 plot.
I was gonna say except better or worse, but I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Hulkzilla at the end was interesting.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
I was like, they turned this motherfucker into Godzilla.
They did. Which is weird because Marvel is now gearing up to do a Godzilla versus Hulk comic book.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains a few things.
Yeah, I guess it does.
It's just, I thought they would have made the creatures look kind of like the Old Man Logan, like the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like the redneck Hulks, or just maybe like a more deranged version of Hulk. But no, they decided on like weird swamp ooze monster.
Yeah. Odd design choice, whatever.
Yeah. This was, like I said, really cool all the way through. Predictable as shit. Everything about it like was just, you've seen it better somewhere else.
Yeah.
Was it fun? Yeah. I thought that Sam had some good moments in this, but all in all, I could have done without it.
Yeah, same. What if Agatha went to Hollywood?
This is the drizzling shits, folks. This is one of the worst things that's ever happened in the MCU. And I'm a huge fan of Agatha. Like, not the character, but like her show. And holy fuck, this is the worst Agatha's ever been.
It still baffles me how they knew that they had 8 episodes to wrap up this whole story. And out of all of like the stories that had to be left on the cutting room floor, this made the cut.
Like, how the fuck? Like, okay. Eternals, like, Marvel realizes that Eternals is, like, damn near globally disliked.
They have to.
So, like, why the fuck would you do a Eternal-centric story like this? It doesn't make any sense. And then,
well, if you're gonna do an Eternal-centric story, you have to make sure that it is one hell of an episode to drum up interest.
And yet they put Kingo in here,
who doesn't even show up for the last fight. He goes, "Hey man, I'm not gonna fight in this last fight," and then the motherfucker literally does not show up.
Yeah, he knew it was gonna be shit. And then they just put him in this. I mean, what is it? Kumail Nanjiani?
Yeah.
I think he's great. I like him as a comedian and everything, an actor, whatever. This was not great. This was, they do a dance number that starts off silly, and then it gets into like whatever the dumbest thing you can imagine from Phase 4 is. It gets into like Ant-Man 3 MODOK territory before it's over with. And then it doesn't really get any better after that. And like Howard Stark in this multiverse is a fucking idiot. He's completely played for, I won't even say for laughs. He's played for like naivete. Him and Jarvis both. It's like they just put him in the episode to say that these characters are in the episode. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't state enough how just fucking garbage this episode is.
Yeah, I really don't have a whole lot to add to that, to be honest with you.
And even the Agatha Arisham fight, it wasn't good. There was no good, like, cool action piece or anything.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how this premise comes about. I love the idea of a What If episode being centric around the aborted Celestial. What I don't like is this. It's anything to do with this episode. This felt so tedious to get through. Like, not only did I not enjoy any of the 13 minutes of it that I saw, but I felt that it was an active waste of my time and an assault on all of my senses, including taste.
God.
Especially taste.
Absolutely. I mean, this... Just skip this one, folks. And it doesn't even come back up later, you know?
It's interesting to point out that all 3 seasons of What If were practically written by the same 2 people. A.C. Bradley and Brian Andrews, and then Matthew Chauncey also. So 3 people.
Do you think it's like a old school Rick and Morty thing? Like one of those people is lazy, one of them is insane, and one of them is brilliant?
That probably tracked. I need to go see who wrote most of season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, who did the most work for season 1? And that will tell us.
Yeah. Episode 3, man. What if the Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier? Again, this is kind of I mean, technically that does happen here, but like not in the way that you expect.
Is Red Guardian in the comics ever taken seriously?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know why they can't take him seriously in the MCU, even in like non-canon anthology stuff.
The reason why it's so weird here, right? The idea to make him so goofy is why would Russia choose him as a candidate?
Right, and like he's so goofy here. It's way worse than it was in Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's immensely worse. Like, I'm thinking, from everything I've seen about Thunderbolts, it actually looks like they're trying to, like, do a good job with him for Thunderbolts. Mm-hmm. I mean, it looks like he's still going to be somewhat comedic relief. But, I mean, that's understandable for him to have a little bit of that now. Like, he's retired, washed up, whatever. He's out of his prime. You know, he's got that, like, the joke is that he's got that, all that pride and everything, and a lot of it's bullshit and, like, just false bravado. Yeah. You know, like, I can get into that fine, but this is like, he's supposed to be, like, in his prime. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he's just a motherfucking, he's like fucking Johnny Bravo, but from Russia.
Right. Yeah, this episode was it was just kind of all over the place, man. And the only time where like I really thought this episode could do something or be something that's good was towards the end of the episode when I thought they were going to go out like Thelma and Louise. Yeah. The way they framed it.
Yeah, agreed.
And I was like, okay, you know what? If they're going to go out this way, I'm with it. And no, they actually get away.
Yeah. Yeah, even they couldn't even get Jeff Bridges for like 40 seconds for Obadiah.
No, yeah. Yeah, they couldn't get him to send a voice message or nothing. You know?
I was like, Obadiah Stane? Okay. Oh.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there he goes.
The whole thing was like, I don't know. It just is all played up. It's got the tone of like Looney Tunes. Mm-hmm. The whole episode.
Yeah, and again on paper, I don't hate this idea. Like Red Guardian versus Winter Soldier. To me, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's give it to me. Let's see it. But again, the execution of it is just so piss poor because the whole idea of it here is that they essentially want to stop Bucky from killing Howard Stark, both of them. Howard and his wife. And they Red Guardian does successfully do so, and then they're given different mission objectives to go out and to do some other bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't remember what.
I couldn't even remember this episode. I was trying to like run these down for Kay the other day, and I was like, yeah. And then after that, and then I literally forgot the entire thing, and I was like, something happened. I was like, yeah. Anyway, so then Riri Williams, and she was like, who the fuck is Riri Williams?
If I had to say something good about this episode, it would be, it is very action forward. And
I don't think it's the good kind of action. There's so much of it is slapstick.
There is a lot of that.
Yeah. And that just turns me off, you know?
Yeah. And I'm trying to be optimistic here.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, I filled in for Kevin's old spot, which is a curmudgeony old man. And here I am with all my curmudgeony.
Yeah. Well, in that case, you need to turn it up even more than, you know, just be like, no, this episode was shit. That's a Kevin statement there.
That's true. It was dog shit. We really missed out with like New being the only Fangled. You know what I mean? Like there's no other Fangled. It's just Newfangled. You can't be like Unfangled or Defangled or Refangled.
That is random as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
But if you could be, this episode would be Unfangled.
The concept of this episode I think was solid, which I've said before with other episodes. The execution was just awful.
Yeah.
The ending with Bucky still, you know, essentially being the Winter Soldier, you know, that kind of that tragic continuation of his character, and Red Guardian, he got away and he was, you know, made to he becomes like a PE teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing could go wrong there.
Right, yeah. Perfect job for him.
The setup for this, it's like you said, like if like the Russos made this, you know what I mean? Holy shit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But like, this is like me describing this intricately beautiful painting to you and then handing an Etch-a-Sketch to a 4-year-old and asking them to draw it. You know?
Yeah, so it's just, this episode was just a big missed opportunity for me.
Yeah, it should have been called, like, what if we fucked up this concept?
Season 3.
Season 3.
Oh, boy. Episode 4. What if Howard the Duck got fucked? I mean,
well, I say, that happens in Howard the Duck has already done that.
That's true. Yeah.
There were no duck titties in this episode.
There were zero, and that's why I hate it. There were 0 duck titties in this.
Listen, if Howard the Duck wants to bang Kat Dennings, I got nothing I can say to him other than congratulations. You know?
I don't want to follow that. Because
you mean you don't want to follow what I said, or like you don't want to go after Howard?
I don't want to go after Howard.
Okay.
Or follow what you said, really.
Both
of
them.
Because she gave birth to an egg, and I don't know what the recovery process is.
That was a big old egg.
It was a big old egg. That shit was enormous.
That shit was huge.
Like, I think they probably just opted for a C-section at that point.
Maybe they did.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, because I know that the vagina is resilient, but man, I don't think there's no bouncing back from that.
No.
That shit was
no. I mean,
crazy.
That egg was like bigger than Junior and his car seat.
Right. So, and also like just, okay, it's Howard the Duck and it's Darcy. So, you know, it's like, I tried to protect it and I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
I will admit that I sort of enjoyed this a little, but only because the last 2 episodes were so bad. And I was like, okay, at least this is a mockery of a concept I care nothing about in the first place. Like just the idea of this is like zany ridiculous. So like the fact that it turns out to be that way is expected. Whereas like with the other two things, it was like, oh, okay, this should be like an actual. Oh no, never mind. You know, so at least they didn't pull the rug out from under me. I got exactly what I was expecting here, and some of their antics were kind of fun. Like I will admit that Nick Fury getting frustrated as fuck with Howard the Duck was kind of funny to me.
No, for me, this was like karmic justice for what I did to Oz, making him watch Howard the Duck. I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Come on, man. Lucky you were in the ski resort.
Okay, and I'm sure there was one funny bit in the Howard the Duck movie, too.
Yeah, that's true. Did they get Jeff Goldblum here for Grandmaster, I think?
They might have, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Always good to have him around.
Oh, yeah. The version of the Grandmaster that is just completely fucking useless.
He did invite them to an orgy.
He did, which was, that was a decision.
Listen, man, you got to get Kat Dennings to the orgy any way you can.
Goddamn. Again, she gave birth to an egg. A big old egg. It's like a Triceratops egg, bro. She was enormous. You don't want to follow that, bro.
There's nothing I can say on this podcast in response to any of that. Yeah, man. So
the egg gets kidnapped multiple times.
Yeah,
all for different reasons.
Yep.
Grandmaster and his crew, they want to eat it. There's also some kind of cosmic power or some other that's emanating from the egg that everyone wants. And everyone thinks that they should have it for different reasons. And then at the end of the episode, the egg comes to life or whatever, or the baby is born. And, yeah. So I guess Howard the Duck plus Darcy equals extremely powerful entity.
I guess so. They never really explained.
Nope.
Well, they did kind of explain it that the egg was hatched during the convergence.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Yeah. And Mercury was in retrograde or whatever the bitches be saying.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah. So that was the whole thing that they did there. But hey, guys, don't worry because it's gonna pay off.
Shit. It's not.
It's not.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah. All right. So is that enough about this one?
I think so.
Yeah. On to the next one.
Episode 5. What if the emergence destroyed the Earth?
This was like a really cool concept to me. And this was kind of like their futuristic, like dystopia episode.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know, it just felt, man, like how many we've seen dystopian destroyed Earth.
Yeah.
So many times. Resistance fighting against the powerful overlord.
All of it is shallow as fuck, right? Like all of them are. Like there's nothing unique or clever really in any of these.
I like that they took this serious.
Yeah, this one is the only one where I actually think you care about what's happening. And like they put Wong in there and that was good. Riri actually does a pretty good job here for the most part. They don't make, like, they very easily could have just made her unstoppable in this. They could have gone full tilt Ray Palpatine with her.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very fearful that they were going to when she absorbs Vision.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
But the way that this all actually played out and the way, like, they kind of played with Beck's powers being expanded by the nanites.
Yeah.
All of that shit was incredible. And, like, he did some Spider-Man level fuckery with her. Like, he really fucked her up.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe my biggest issue with this is there's a moment in this episode where she clearly has lost, right?
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be this huge, like, the most pivotal moment in all of What If, right? Where the watcher is sitting there and he's watching this happen and he, like, directly intervenes.
Yep.
And it's supposed to have this, like, huge weight to it. But it just kind of falls flat, man, because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
You know, like she's sitting there getting fucking rocked by his, like, powers, and he's pulling all the vision stuff out of her and integrating it onto himself. So, like, he's getting stronger, she's getting weaker. And instead of, does the watcher, like, pull the vision parts back out of Quentin? No. Does he hit Quentin with, like, an ultra mega watcher beam? No. He just goes, fight back.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I want you guys to picture this, right? Let's say that you guys are you're a professional boxer, and Caleb, he's in there with prime Mike Tyson, and somehow against all odds he makes it to round 3, and he's getting his ass whooped, and I'm his corner man, and I say, Caleb, fight back, and then in round 4 he goes out there and beats the shit out of Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Right? You'd be like, what the fuck? What kind of bardic inspiration?
Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, right, like, he should have directly intervened for what follows to make sense.
Right.
Because if you think about it, in season 1, his intervention was about the same.
Right.
You know? So it doesn't make any sense now that him whispering to Riri, fight back, is this ultimate catalyst that just breaks the mold, you know, when he assembles a whole goddamn squad in season 1.
Yeah. I think what would have been a lot more impactful here would be if he had done something pivotal. What the fuck? Pivotal to turn the tide of the fight.
Yeah.
And I think that actually would have had a really great impact. There was a way that they could have done that with the score and everything to just make it really hit, but they didn't. And from that moment, man, you're just like, I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to be, like, really into this.
Yeah.
You know?
And then on top of that, right, it's like, honestly, and you guys know, like, I don't care for Riri as a character. Why not put her on the End Squad team?
Right. Yeah, like with her vision integration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for so many reasons, she would make a lot of sense to be there on that squad.
They literally just put Kahori in here because they didn't have anything else for her to do. Yeah. And they were like, we're never going to actually get to use her anywhere else.
So here we go.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I guess they gave us some Birdie the Duck build up.
Yep. But no, I mean, this episode here, I thought that it might overall be the best for me. It's close for me between that one and the next one.
Yeah, 1872.
Yeah.
And this is like a clear riff on the Yellowstone prequels that just are all named after the year.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, I actually have been watching back through 1923. I got to have something to put in between all this bad shit that we always have to watch. And 1923 is incredible. And the reason I'm watching back through the first season is the last half of the story is about to come out. Season 2 is going to be the final season. But that's kind of how they always had it mapped out, to just be 2 seasons. Because, I mean, like, Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren are in it, and, like, they're fucking 80. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they ain't getting no younger.
You ain't get no 10 seasons out of it, you know? And, so that's, like, about to come out in February. So, really excited about that. So, I've been watching back through the first season, and, like, when I saw this, I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Again, it's an interesting concept. For me, where it falls apart at here is it kind of brings up something that like I just didn't like about the movie, and that is as the MCU tends to do, especially during the Shang-Chi era of the MCU, is they forget like what these movies or these products are supposed to be about. And the whole idea of like Shang-Chi is he is quite simply the world's greatest martial artist.
Right.
Like he's the shit. Like you don't want to throw hands with him because you lose.
Yeah.
And that's his thing, right? And like no powers, and like he doesn't have any powers here, which was he didn't need any. He's Shang-Chi.
Right.
He's just that dude. But the thing where this episode and the movie just fuck off for me is the fact that they create a non-existent sister and she's better than him. And I'm like, this is, I don't know where this comes from or why it's here. And then to have the sister heel turn, I guess again.
Right.
I'm like, okay, like we were really on to something here for a while.
Did anybody not know from jump that the Hood was the sister? Like,
right.
For reals. Yeah. So there was two things I was thinking through this whole episode. Mm-hmm. Well, I wasn't thinking the second one until like the actual reveal happened or whatever. But so like the first one was the way this motherfucker hit John Walker in his chest. Like,
bruh. Yeah.
That might be my favorite moment from the entire season. Because he caved that motherfucker's chest in.
Yeah.
Like, he hit the shit out of this man.
Bruh.
Like,
that shit had to hurt.
If you hit somebody like that, you check to make sure they died.
Right.
They probably did, but you gotta check. Because anybody that lives through that, you just create a supervillain.
Right. I think I'm bleeding inside my chest.
Yeah, that's some bullseye shit. Like, this motherfucker gonna come back with his sternum fused together with like adamantium.
Oh shit! Yeah, he got fucked up.
Yeah, this is like a John Walker Terminator origin story.
You're right.
God, he hit that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the plot points that they stole from. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this: that if you were to take the really epic, like 90-hour long fucking Mistborn Era 2 and condense it down into like a 20-minute shitty episode of animated television, this would be it. There were so many similarities to where I was just like, there's no way that they haven't read this and we're like, it's
only 26 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 26 minutes. I mean, we can't copy it that much. But I was like, somebody's gonna like spike someone and take their powers in a minute. Like, fuck.
I wish they also had something more for Kate Bishop to do besides be there.
Yeah. She's just kind of, I mean, yeah, like Gunslinger Kate Bishop is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
They didn't even have her be like, it's high noon. Not one fucking time.
Yeah.
They did get a tumbleweed in there, though.
They did get a tumbleweed. Very important.
I'll give them that.
Yep.
But, fuck, man. And then, Walton Goggins was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that character exist anywhere? I think it was Sonny something or other.
Well, I just thought that was the same character from Ant-Man 2. But...
Oh, was it? I forgot all about that.
Oh, you forgot about Ant-Man 2?
I always forget everything about Ant-Man 2. Like, I can't tell you shit about Ant-Man 2 other than that Ghost is in it and that I hate it. And apparently Walton Goggins.
Goggins is in it, as well as Lawrence Fishburne as Giant Man.
Do you remember that?
He was also in your favorite episode of What If, the Bucky and Guardian episode.
My brain immediately retconned that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching Ant-Man 2, and at this point, like, me and Kevin, like, we were real big fans of that show he did with Danny McBride, Vice Principals, Shit was hilarious. And so we were really, hoping that Walton was gonna have like some kind of something to do in Ant-Man 2. Little did we know, no one had anything to do in Ant-Man 2.
No.
So, disappointment there, but whatever.
Wyatt Russell as like a old school cowboy worked.
Oh yeah.
Did they hint that they are gonna just delete Danny Rand as Iron Fist in this episode?
Did they?
Well, because Kate Bishop, when they saved the little kid, she's just like, that boy's got some iron fists.
Oh, she did say that.
And like says it like that, just like he's got some iron fists. And I was just like, are they gonna? Did he do so badly? Did Finn Jones do so badly they're just gonna be like, we're just gonna do a different Iron Fist? Listen, in today's environment, I'm just saying, having like you can't win with this, right? Because either your ancient karate master character has to be Asian and that's racist, or like you gotta cast a fucking like straight white guy as the like dopest karate person, and that's also somehow racist. And I don't know, right. I don't know what to tell you, Marvel.
You gotta pick your races here at this point.
Yeah, you just gotta pick which one.
Yeah,
you're gonna be, and then have just listen, just cast a Danny Rand and just have Shang-Chi beat the shit out of him.
and like that's the thing, right? Like, I would love if Iron Fist was in Shang-Chi 2.
Fuck yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. Like if Marvel just wants to retcon the Iron Fist TV series, I'm fine with that completely.
Yeah, or just use Colleen. That's fine too.
There's also Colleen. But I would love to have, Shang-Chi actually like on some kind of journey trying to, figure out ways to maybe learn new techniques, maybe try to get somewhere, and then he's gonna cross paths with the Iron Fist, and there can be a little bit of miscommunication there, a little bit of static.
Yeah.
Have them throw hands, and Shang-Chi can be like, well, this guy has, he's very skilled, but I'm faster and I have better technique. And then he gets hit with a motherfucking Iron Fist and be like, what the fuck was that shit?
Yeah.
And I just think that can make for a very cool interaction, a very cool fight scene. But if you're going to bring Iron Fist into the MCU, there's no way around it. It will be difficult.
Because number one, Shang-Chi has the fucking rings.
Yeah, he's got the 10 flashy bracelets, what I call them.
Yeah.
He's got the 10 sonic rings. Yeah. And which I didn't like that part either in the movie. But I guess like they don't really need Iron Fist.
Right.
And I like Iron Fist. And I mean, I'm not saying that this means anything one way or another. I'm just putting it out there. Do with this what you will. The Iron Fist comics have always sold more than Shang-Chi's.
Yep.
Shang-Chi, I think, has always worked better in the team-up books, though, if that means anything. It's just one of those things, man. Like, either have them do something together or don't bring Iron Fist in at all just because they're too similar. I don't think that we need both of them.
I mean, I agree. I think you can use them differently, right? I think it all really comes down to like how good and how popular Born Again is. Like, are they gonna fire up the street level stuff?
Yeah.
Because honestly, like I think if Marvel played it right, man, they could have a whole street level universe on Disney Plus that crosses over with the MCU when it needs to. I mean, basically do what they were doing on Netflix, but just like actually have it be canon to the MCU. And you can have a whole like audience that is really into that and doesn't care about the MCU or vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
But like these characters are still recognizable enough to where if like Daredevil is in Avengers, then people know who the fuck that is.
Right.
And at this point, I think he's going to be,
Yeah. I mean, I go back to when No Way Home came out. Again, this was opening night, so that crowd is different. But the pop that he got when he shows up, I mean, people knew him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, that was a bigger surprise, I think, than the Spider-Man being in the movie.
Yeah, because people were expecting Spider-Man. They weren't expecting Daredevil.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
This is random as fuck, but I made a bunch of clips from last week's episodes. And one of them I did, it was just like I think it was like an 18-second clip I did. I just wanted to experiment, do something super duper short. And and I guess the context threw off maybe some of the homies, and that made it funnier for me. But so the clip starts off, and it's just us fucking off and riffing.
That wouldn't happen.
Right. Amazingly, somehow that happened.
It's weird that it caught just that one little bit of that must exist in the multiverse.
But we were laughing about something, and it was about Luke Cage. And
the questionnaire, the multiple choice.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Like, who said the following statement? I am Luke Cage. Is it A, Luke Cage? B, some dude dressed as Luke Cage, or C, Diamondback? That shit was hilarious, right? Firstly, but secondly, somebody replied and said, "It's C, guys." Well, thank you, homie, for your diligence.
That's the thing about the shorts, man. Is like people see those that have never watched or listened to this show.
Yeah,
gotta love the algorithm.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Shang-Chi and the Hood fight. And then because it's a sister, he don't want to do anything drastic.
Kate don't give a fuck.
Kate don't give a single shit.
She lights that bitch up.
She just hit that bitch with a bottle.
I would have much rather got hit with a bottle. She gave that motherfucker the 50 Cent treatment
for a shizzle. And lit her ass up.
And then he was like, "My sister."
And Kate was like, "My bad, bro."
She was like, "Oh, well, shit happens."
Yep. All right. Episode 7. What if the Watcher disappeared? I'll be honest, man. Out of all the episodes, I remember this one the least.
Yeah. Well, it's just because like the last two are really one thing
together. Yeah. So I remember it was like Nebula fighting off
a giant space squid monster.
Yep. And she was like,
and Groot was there, and Yondu, Drax. No, it was Korg.
That's right. Yep.
Because I remember seeing Taika Waititi in the opening credits, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be dog shit."
Oh man, it's been a while since we've seen someone with that kind of fall from grace.
The Jeff Jarrett of the MCU. It's the last thing you see before it goes to shit.
Oh, that's fucked up. But Team Nebula, they're getting their asses kicked. I guess Nova Corps, they're getting their asses kicked. But thankfully, Captain Carter shows up, and she brings some friends along with her. Some of which we are excited to see. Some of which, nah, dog.
We almost forgot about.
Yep. So they bring in, what was her name? Who they made up for season 2?
Kahori.
I was called Kahori.
Cool concept. Poor execution.
Well, seems to be a theme going here.
Yeah.
They bring in Birdie.
Birdie the Duck. Listen, okay. Did we need this character? No. Did I think that the voice actress and the writing for her was actually quite good? I will say yeah. I didn't I'm not I don't want a movie, but I didn't mind her. Like, her existence, I minded, but like what we actually got, I was okay with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this shit did nothing for me.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. We got Thorm. We got Thorm. Yeah. Which was incredible. I still think this should have been her centric episode, but whatever.
She should have at least had an episode.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, imagine like being like, well, we don't really need this Storm episode, but this Agatha
and Kingo dance number, we got to get that in. We must have it, bruh. They should just have Storm show up in season 2 of 97 just with Mjolnir and explain nothing. Just act like she had it the whole time. Don't say a fucking word about it. Cyclops got to be like, use that hammer you've always had.
Yeah, that you've always had all this time.
Yeah.
I still remember when Odin gifted you that.
Yeah. And he was like, whosoever haveth the power of Storm, should they be worthy?
Yeah, so like they're like a whole little cosmic crew, I suppose. Like the way they explained it was people who were not really lost to time but didn't have their own. Well, that's not true because Birdie has her own universe,
right?
She still go to.
Yeah. She's trying to get away from her fucking parents, dog.
Apparently, the fucking phone reception is baller though.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were FaceTiming and everything.
Yeah. Like that's incredible.
Yeah. They was on a Zoom.
And then also makes me wonder: does Birdie age faster, or does this take place in the future? And if so, then how come, like everyone else seems to still be the same age?
Maybe she just aged up really quickly.
Okay, sure. The bird person ages really quickly.
Well, because I mean, Kat Dennings looked exactly the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So and also, surprisingly, not a whole lot of bird features on Birdie.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Howard might need a paternity test.
I'm pretty sure is that
some other bird fucked her.
Because bird person from
from
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Shit. I was trying to remember the name of like the child that he fell in love with in that show.
Talking about Tammy.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That bitch that ended up working for the Federation.
Yes.
You mean Federation Agent Tammy?
Bro, fucking wild sidebar here. I don't know if there's a trustworthy Tammy out there.
No.
Think about Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yep. Evil Tammy. Rick and Morty.
Yep.
Evil Tammy.
Yep.
Here's a wild one for you. Lil Wayne dated a girl named Tammy. When he went to jail, she ended up fucking his homeboys. And he made a couple songs about it, but one bar in particular will always stand out. I don't remember the whole thing, but it ends with hoes gonna be hoes, so I couldn't blame Tammy.
Yeah.
And so it has me thinking, man, like, yeah, if your parents have the inclinations to like name you Tammys because they knew that you weren't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Tammys out there. Anywho, there is not a Tammy in this episode.
There's not.
Yep. But what does happen, of course, is Uatu, he's having a real bad time.
Yeah, real bad. So he's like basically on trial for doing like the only thing he's not supposed to do.
Right. Yeah. They were like, you can go visit all these porn sites, but YouPorn is forbidden. It was like, well.
What if there's a clip I really want to watch? What about then?
God damn it, who watched it?
What if there's a 27-minute video of Kat Dennings fucking a duck? Not like a regular duck, but like a man duck.
Yeah, like a humanoid duck.
I'm sorry, folks.
Shit.
This is like a Madam Web amount of.
Yeah, if we don't want to talk about it.
No, I just mean like this joke is not going anywhere.
No.
Like 6 months from now, there is gonna be Kat Dennings, Howard the Duck jokes.
Oh yeah, Marvel, you did this.
Yeah,
This is on you.
Yeah, welcome to the hell you created.
Oh boy, okay. Wow. Yeah, Uatu, he's having a real bad time because of the duck porn he was trying to look at. Yeah, so he broke the one rule he wasn't supposed to break. And what is interesting here is like their depiction of the other Watchers. They're all depicted as just being dickheads. And there's really no two ways about it.
It is very difficult to take them seriously.
Because with the big heads, or
yeah, because they all kind of look like fucking Hector Hammond from the Green Lantern movie.
Oh, they do have the big heads. Okay. Okay, you say that though, but like if a Watcher just appeared here, it would be terrifying.
Oh yeah,
because the head is like the size of like the frame that the camera has.
Yeah, I would be like, I definitely did not have the Earth being destroyed by a Funko Pop on my bingo card.
I got a feeling they would not like the jokes you make about them.
Probably not.
Probably not. Oh man. Yeah, the giant headed Watchers, man. They're like, yeah, man. So we're gonna have to punish you, and that's gonna be like deletion or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and meanwhile, Team Carter, they were like, well, there's only one solution. We gotta go get Visiontron.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, granted, they did try things before that, so I did appreciate that they didn't just go straight to let's go get one of the many Visiontrons that has annihilated their whole universe. I actually really love the Jesus Christ. What am I looking for? I can't get the word. I really like the visuals here. I'll just go with that.
Animation? Or?
No, my brain is I can't do it. We're just gonna go on. I really love the visual here where you have this depiction of this Visiontron that has wiped out all the life in their universe, and there's really nothing for them to do except like stand there.
Yeah,
and like it was a cool thing. Like obviously we had ours in season 1 that like heard the Watcher and like was aware of this wider multiverse, but certainly. Because of that, there has to be at least one universe. Apparently, there's a few where that didn't happen.
Right.
And this motherfucker's just been standing there for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at what I did.
Yep. All right.
Guess I'll go fly over here.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
did it?
Did it?
I'm gonna go fly over there. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Place sure is better now.
Yeah. Yep. Real cool.
Yeah. Just is that somebody? No, it's not. Okay. Yes, sir. Liberated the universe.
Yep.
Had to be me. No one else.
Yeah.
I could have given us an episode of that. I would prefer that over some of this.
And then he's just been standing there for like years. And then Captain Carter shows up. And he's like, the fuck?
Right.
Like, nah, I checked this universe twice. I killed everyone.
I killed everybody. I remember killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that might be where this episode ends.
I think it is. I think he's right around that.
Yeah. And so then we go right into the series finale. What if?
So the multiversal Avengers or whatever show up and they start beating the Ultron's ass, or Visiontron, and at least they think that's what's happening. Right. But Visiontron's just like, no.
Yeah, chill.
He's like, I'm trying to fucking explain to you what happened. And you're going to let me, or I'm going to delete you.
Right.
I'm going to Beerus your ass. And then he agrees to help them, which was actually very cool. I actually did enjoy the writing here for him, like the logic and everything that he arrived at. I actually thought was really good. Also, I did love where Birdie was like, if you're about to, but actually you like killing everyone, you know. But that this whole part was actually really good to me.
Yeah. So yeah, they do bust all up in there, like Howard the Duck did to Darcy.
Really, dog? That almost just got everywhere. I cannot believe that I could contain that. The worst possible moment for you to say that. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh shit. God damn. Okay. Yeah. Oh man. It's great how Captain Carter, when she shows up to try to save Uatu, he's like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "I'm here to save you." And it's like, that's not what's happening right now.
Yeah. He's like, you've misunderstood the situation. He's like, these motherfuckers gonna kill you.
Right.
And me.
And
if you got anybody else coming, them too.
Yep. And then they show up.
Yep. And they immediately get absolutely hub-rocked.
Visiontron gets obliterated.
Yeah, by the Eminence.
Yeah. So, goodbye, Visiontron.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Visiontron was dope here, though. Mm-hmm. It was good to have him back. Great character.
Oh, yeah.
Way better than when we actually got in the MCU.
We got a Visiontron in the MCU?
Well, I just mean better than Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't mind MCU Ultron, but Visiontron was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just much more deadly.
Yeah, he was fucking terrifying in season 1.
Oh, yeah.
They did such a good job with that. But, yeah, they all show up, and they start getting immediately rocked. Mm-hmm. And this is about the point where people just get new powers and shit.
Yep.
Constantly. Mm-hmm. Uatu makes everyone else a watcher.
Yep.
Didn't know he had that ability to just...
Well, he does.
On the fly.
Now, why don't they get enormous heads? Hey, I mean, all right.
Yeah, sure. And also, why didn't he do this back in season 1?
I mean,
when they fought Visiontron originally?
You know.
And then now, everyone has new Ultra Watcher powers.
Yep. Now, what can a Watcher do? I'm glad you asked.
Fucking whatever. They have Fan-Forstic Doctor Doom powers.
And they all know how to use them just like that.
Yeah. Have we ever seen Uatu fight in
You know, he it's been explained that he's got like vast powers, but like we don't ever really see him use them.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, like the Watchers are more just so known for like their vast intellect and knowledge and shit.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, they can throw hands.
Yeah, well, and everything else. Yeah, Kahori just can like hit you with like stars and shit.
Right.
Storm was like absolutely wrecking it. What was it? One of them had like a crazy ass sword. Was that
yeah? Who had the sword?
Was that Captain Carter or was it Birdie?
Might have been Birdie.
Birdie was insane anyway. I really don't know what Birdie's powers are.
I don't think Birdie knows what her powers are.
She's the word. That's her power.
Oh shit.
And like, don't get me wrong, like some of the action set pieces here were great, but like it just devolved into like none of it mattered eventually. Because it was just people throwing beams at each other and shit.
Yeah, eventually it did become like an AEW match with just a bunch of spots.
Yeah, it's like, why is that the finish?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Oh, no. Still not.
And then finally, Peggy, like, I don't know how she does this, but she, like, deletes herself to teleport them to the Strange universe.
Yep.
And, like, what happened to the other two Watchers? Did they get killed? Or did, like, his Eminence, like, absorb them?
That's what I was thinking.
Like...
But it was very unclear. I assume they got absorbed, but I don't know.
Yeah. The whole thing was just very weird and
yeah,
didn't explain much.
Yeah, and like you said, they got placed into the Strange universe where he has like supremacy over.
I was like, is he just done? Like, like, buddy, are you?
I had the factory reset.
Yeah, I was like, he just fucking toned out in the middle of the discussion. Like, oh shit!
Like I made it this far, and then my brain was like, nope.
Yeah, so he ends up in the Strange universe, and like, Stephen Strange has like, he's basically the DM for this universe.
Yeah,
and yeah, and that's it. Like the end.
Yeah, and I'm like. I know that you are trying to explain to me that he can't leave, but he can absolutely leave.
Well, I guess if he can't use his powers, then he can't.
This episode devolved into like 2 4-year-olds with imaginary superpowers talking about like, well, no, you can't use your powers because I do this.
Yeah, yeah, because you're in a secret universe where I can control who has powers. Yeah.
That's what this becomes, and just like with the 4-year-old in this hypothetical argument, it doesn't make any sense, but you have to play along.
Right? Yeah. Because you're like, sure.
All right,
sure.
All right, kid. I don't have any powers.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't have them. You win.
And then, yeah, in terms of like Peggy, she's like gone.
Yeah. And then they like release her shield into like the world between worlds or whatever it is.
Yep. And yeah. And so now are the other multiversal Avengers, they're like the Watchers now?
I guess. I guess that.
What if they're like, I really don't want this job.
No. It's a terrible. Well, I guess they probably have a little more. They can intervene.
That's gonna go bad quickly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially when old fucking Birdie over here starts fucking with shit.
Right.
I do want some of those donuts from that universe where the carbs make you lose weight, though.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
But what else do they do?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does. It's a great universe. I think I just have to relocate to that.
Yeah,
universe.
just have to move there.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
In this universe, like carbs are like the best thing ever, and like vegetables will make you sick.
Right.
Yeah. I'll be like, we can live here.
We can live here.
Yeah.
Come to find out, like there is no difference. They just call veggies carbs and carbs.
Yeah. Yep. Be like, hey, dog, here's your carrot bread. What?
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
But that is What If Season 3.
We're going to score this.
Oh, I guess we should score this.
Where on the homie index does this land? You know, we really need to, ever since the other day when we were talking about it, I think we should really do that Perfect 10 episode. This won't get brought up, but we should do it.
It's like, what made you think of that now?
Just that we're scoring the thing. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like, yeah, man, you know, what if Season 3?
I'm down for that.
I mean, we might as well just call it a Christopher Nolan episode. But
I think we should throw in seasons of television too.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we can talk about True Detective on the show?
Talk about True Detective?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Man, I wish that we were doing the podcast when that show came out and we could like have episode by episode that shit, because like I think I could watch that season like once a month and be just as happy.
Oh yeah,
Like so good,
bro.
And like anytime that you like started to just be like, well, I have seen this a lot. Alexandra Daddario's titties are in it, so.
And here I was thinking he's gonna say, I'm thinking you're gonna say, man, you know, I notice something new every time I watch it.
No, I noticed that the first time. I will say though, it is kind of like that. I did watch it recently, and you do kind of. Those
titties are there. Yeah, they are still there.
They are, and Barack Obama has seen them because he watches the show. He watched the show.
How's it feel to know the president has seen your titties?
She talked about that in an interview.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's like, get me Alexandra Daddario's number now.
For no particular reason.
For no particular reason. Call through the White House switchboard.
It's a matter of national security.
Yeah, that's right. It's classified. Highest level.
Oh man.
But yes, I agree with that. That'll be a fantastic episode. But in order for us to get there, we would have to get out of this episode, which means we have to score What If Season 3.
We do.
You want to go first or me go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Folks, this season of What If is kind of like several examples of what if Phase 4 had somehow gone more wrong. And it's a lot of that, unfortunately. And while I'm not going to say that it doesn't have some good moments and some cool concepts, the execution is bad. Like, this is bottom tier MCU, right? So when you think about the MCU and you think about the things you really don't like, you probably start thinking Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man 2, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, things like that, the Eternals. And when you start thinking about that shit, I'm telling you, if you watch this season, What If Season 3 is going to pop up right in those same thoughts. It's bottom of the barrel, low effort. I'll be honest, if I'm Kevin Feige, I don't even let him put this out. Maybe they were just thinking, like, it doesn't matter. You know, it's not canon, nobody watches it, whatever. But then why put it out? Why make it? Why spend the money?
If it's going to potentially hurt your brand, which you can't take that at this point.
Right. You really can't. I'm going to need this Spider-Man show to be way fucking better than I think it's going to be. We going to see. However, yeah, man, it's tough because, like, the performances are good for the most part, but yeah, I'm going to give this a 4.7 out of 10 on the homing index. I really can't recommend somebody taking 3 hours out of their time to watch this. There's so much better things you could do for 3 hours, like Grandpa Wookie VR porn.
Jesus Christ.
From the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's my review. Go ahead.
You can't end your review with Grandpa Chewbacca VR porn viewing.
I just did.
You did. I'm going to bring it up to the homie committee too. Like, he must be stopped.
Listen, I got some insurance here. I got some protection on my job because it's in my contract that I get to pick my replacement. If I get fired, I'm gonna pick Brendan.
See, that's fucked up. And I'm gonna get that amended.
I got security. I got top security.
Oh man, What If Season 3? So, homies, I put it to you like this: if, in terms of animated TV shows, if X-Men 97 is a 9.7, then What If Season 3 is a whole lot closer to a 3.
I was waiting for you to stop talking before I drank this time because I didn't know the fuck you were gonna say.
What If Season 3 completely misses the point of what makes What If so unique in the first place. I'll be honest, guys. The reason why I originally passed on season 1 of What If is just because I wasn't a big fan of the comic books. You know, if I'm going to read something, I prefer for it to be like a long form story that's connected to the other stories. You know, the same reason why people love the MCU in the first place. But season 1, against all odds, proved me wrong, and it was tremendous. And season 1 was individual episodes, right, that were all really cool in concept and in execution for the most part. And then you get this surprise finale where these things are tying in together, and they're bringing back things from other episodes and making one cohesive story overall. And it was really well done. It was really a surprise, and I really wish that they had stopped at season 1.
Speaking of True Detective.
Yeah. By the time we get to season 3, it feels like they are devoid of any good ideas, which is crazy because with them having the rights to everything, with them having the opportunities to tell any kind of stories they want to tell, the fact that these were the options that they came down to, it baffles my mind. I feel that you can take any 10 staunch MCU fans and they can sit down and come up with better concepts than what we got here. And I understand that it's the finale and that they want to do something big and grandiose, but ultimately, man, they just didn't hit the mark. The episodes, as individual episodes, they also didn't hit the mark. They all just felt so bland and empty. And even if some of the concepts are intriguing, the execution is just so bad that it doesn't even matter. I think that there are a few moments and a few glimmers of hope that can stand out, but it's amongst a backdrop of just bullshit, so it's not really worth it. Ultimately, I would give What If Season 3 a 4 out of 10.
God
damn.
Yeah. Season 3 is what if we fucked it up?
And they did.
What if we didn't stick the landing?
Man, they fucked that landing up big time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the drop off after season 1 was immense, and then like they never recovered.
And it's crazy again to think that the same guys that did season 1 did everything else. I don't know if they were mad at Kevin Feige or what, but this is what we got. Well, you know, with that being said, at least we have brighter things to look forward to. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if this Spider-Man is ass, we at least got Born Again and Cap 4 coming up, and hopefully those are going to be the dopest thing they ever wrote.
Yes. I'm really looking forward to both those things, you know.
Hey, I'll be honest, man. I don't miss fucking having to stay up till like 2 a.m. and like fucking try 900 times to get MCU opening night tickets.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Yeah. That used to be a thing.
Oh yeah. No Way Home was. It took me like 6 hours to get tickets because I had AMC back then.
Yeah.
And the AMC servers were down forever.
Oh.
It was like a nightmare to try to get those. I mean, it was just awful, you know.
Yeah.
Endgame, Infinity War, all those, man. We had to really struggle to get the right, you know, to get good seats.
Had to fucking fight for those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a struggle.
The last time I had to do that was like Wicked. Yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine was packed though.
Yeah.
But we got our tickets like right when they went on sale.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was on that shit.
Yeah. Wasn't no missing that.
No.
Yeah. Hopefully Cap 4 does well. Marvel certainly needs it too. But more than that, hopefully the reception as well, because Marvel needs the clout more than the money at this point.
Yeah, I just want the movie to be good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care if they lose money on it. They seem to not care.
Right.
Like, it just needs to be good to where people are like, oh, yes, this was a great movie. I want to watch it again. Mm-hmm. I want to see what happens next. and not coming out of it going, another Marvel movie, 7, waste my time,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because on one hand, they maybe want to play it safe, but on the other hand, they got to take a risk and do something unique here.
They need a banger. Mm-hmm. They need people to really be into this movie and really enjoy it because, like, we've talked about this a lot. It's like Deadpool and Wolverine was a big nostalgia hit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You guys have to give me something that you're going to build on that's going to lead into, like, a future thing that people are going to be excited about to get you back to those Infinity War and Endgame numbers.
Yeah.
And quality.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get one without the other.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard.
And like, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, the box office is different now. Blah. No. There were 3 movies that made over $1 billion this year, and Disney has all of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the box office isn't different at all. I remember when they said that when the Eternals flopped, and then like 3 months later, No Way Home made almost $2 billion.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they were like, oh, they're superhero fatigue, blah, blah, blah. No, like, just don't nobody care about this shit.
Right. And
then the people that do care about it, they're not rewarded by going to see the movie with some miraculous, like, sleeper hit.
Right.
They get everybody else that didn't go see it. They're like, yeah, I fucking told you so. Mm-hmm. It's trash.
Yep.
So, yeah.
With that being said, one more thing, and then we'll wrap up. After Cap 4, the next movie we get, I believe, is Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Asterisk.
Asterisk, yeah. Do you think that any of them will die, and if so, who?
Who do I think will die? Who do I want to die?
Who do you think will die?
I could see... I don't want them to do this, but I could totally see Bucky biting it. I could see John Walker biting it. I could see Ghost biting it. I want that same list minus Bucky plus Red Guardian. I could see Red Guardian biting it too, actually. David Harbour can't be getting cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's not like honestly, I think the best play for that character would be for them to kind of like redeem him in the audience's eyes and then for him to get killed.
Yeah.
That would pack a punch.
Right.
But one of them is going to die, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
If not, then what are we doing here?
Right. Yeah. All of you survived the century. Who y'all shouldn't be fighting in the first fucking place.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, y'all are all being manipulated as fuck in the first place. Like, not only are you up against the century, but, like, somebody wants all of you dead.
Right. I think that John Walker is going to bite it. Partly because, and this isn't that I said going into Endgame. I said they gave Tony a kid.
Yep.
Tony's out of here.
They showed him with that baby.
Motherfucker
was dead.
He's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, he just don't know it.
You don't know it.
Yeah, they showed him with that baby. That's it.
That's a wrap.
You dead as fuck, son.
Yeah. You got something to lose now. You want to be a better man. You out of here, my friend.
Yeah. Goodbye.
And then I think that they're gonna try to give Ghost an actual character. But I think they're going to kill Taskmaster.
See, I actually really wish they would go the other way around. Just because a Ghost death would be so good. It's like they have her doing all kind of cool shit the whole movie and like phasing through shit. And then like she tries it with Sentry and just gets fucking obliterated. Like that's a cool ass scene they can do. Is. Whereas like I want them to redeem Taskmaster and do something cool with Taskmaster.
Yeah.
I mean... Look, the best thing to do with Taskmaster is actually, if you can make the character work, move it to the street level shows.
Oh, yeah.
Have Taskmaster be Daredevil season 5 villain or some shit.
Yeah.
I would eat that up. Hell, actually, if y'all want to give it another shot, Taskmaster would make a great Defenders villain.
That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Can Taskmaster, I know that they're not like a Mazo level thing where they can just copy shit, but can Taskmaster summon up an Iron Fist?
No.
Okay.
No. That reminds me of one of my favorite Taskmaster panels. He was fighting X-23, and like she just could not land a blow on him because he was trying to explain to her because he talks a lot of shit in the comics.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, I read your movements and I can copy your movement. I understand what you can do. And then like she goes to kick him and he catches her foot. He goes, "Have you not heard a word I said?" And then the next panel's like a blade through his hand from a foot. And he's like, "Did not see that coming."
I mean, yeah, but that technically though from Iron, I mean this is a whole other thing, rabbit hole here, but technically though, isn't the Iron Fist just Danny like channeling his chi? So like if Taskmaster can like learn how to do that from him, you know what I mean? It's not like a supernatural thing necessarily.
No, it's more than his inner chi because it has to be.
It's got to be passed down.
Yeah.
So he could do like a weaker version of it, maybe. Yeah. He could learn how to channel his chi from him.
Yeah.
But not the actual Iron Fist itself.
Right.
Okay.
That'd be the difference.
He could hit a Kamehameha or something.
Oh shit! Taskmaster just became the most deadly person.
I mean, Krillin can hit it.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not all that. Yeah, Krillin can't hit like the one they hit like Kefla with.
Oh,
like
fuck! If he could,
no.
Oh,
he would trip and fall and hit himself with that shit.
Oh, damn. Last thingies for realsies, and that is the Fantastic Four trailer is supposed to drop with the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's an expensive trailer drop, but it's smart. They did it worked for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So
yeah, very smart. Smart for time placement and for eyes viewership. So, I guess I'll be watching that segment of the Super Bowl.
That segment only, yeah. Hey, go Chiefs! I don't care about the NFL, but I like Taylor Swift wrecking these fools. So, and I always love a good three-peat. So, if that's who I want to win the Super Bowl, folks.
I am rooting for Kendrick Lamar, and hopefully he performs Not Like Us.
Is he doing the halftime show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know he's going to. You know, because of the state of the world right now.
Yeah.
You know he is about to do it up. He's the perfect person to perform at the Super Bowl.
For sure.
They're going to be so pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you're thinking about fucking a humanoid duck, just remember the size of that egg, folks. Might want to wrap that shit up.
I want to wrap that shit all the way up, dog. Holy shit. This is the new gift that keeps on going.
Before you get aliened by this fucking egg.
By this goddamn cosmic egg. Bringing new meaning to rearranging your guts.
Oh, God.
All right, folks. I think that we've gone off the rails more than enough. We rarely do this, by the way, for those of you who are new here.
Yeah.
This is a new thing.
We stayed on topic last week pretty well.
Yeah. Even though the topic was bullshit, constantly hopping topics.
It was just mostly you monologuing about how much despair you were in while I sat over here and gleefully, like, orchestrated it.
Yep. There's a lot of that. And your co-host will remember this.
I remember it. This was a receipt. You did it to me.
You need to know how to let that shit go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You over here bringing up old shit.
That was last week.
I hit you tonight. That was weeks ago.
Well, homies, that's going to be all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode more than you enjoyed What If Season 3. I know the bar is low, but sometimes that's how it is. Well, that's going to be all for now, but we will see you guys again very soon. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And this is Junior, and I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.